Hey everyone, I'm so excited to be here with you on the very first module of the Money Ninja Club, and it's Dream Big. How might big dreams shape your financial path? Let's dig in. We have three success criteria for this module. The first one is a reflective insight. I can thoroughly reflect on all areas of my life, understanding where I currently stand regarding personal and professional goals, financial status, and aspirations. The next one's around visionary thinking. I can dream big, envisioning a future that surpasses my current circumstances and challenges. This involves imagining greater achievements in both my professional life as an educator and in my financial aspirations. And the last one, but definitely not the least, is a mindset transformation. I can identify and transform my limiting beliefs into empowering beliefs, fostering a mindset that supports the pursuit and realization of my big dreams, especially in the context of financial growth and security. Don't skip any of these exercises or thinking routines because they each have an important place in your journey. First, let's talk about thinking routines. What are they? Have you used them before? So, when I think of thinking routines, I think of Project Zero's thinking routine toolbox. I use these routines with students and with teachers all the time. They work so well. And this is completely free. You can just Google it. But they define a thinking routine as a set of questions or a brief sequence of steps used to scaffold and support student thinking. Project Zero researchers design thinking routines to deepen students' thinking and to help make their thinking visible. Thinking routines help to reveal students' thinking to their teacher and also help students themselves to notice and name particular thinking moves, making those moves more available and useful to them in other contexts. And that's exactly how I learned as a teacher to use thinking routines. And then I started moving them to other contexts like financial context, right? So thinking routines are really great because they help you develop habits of mind. Okay. So the three big ones that we're going to really be developing, the three big habits are observing, analyzing, and questioning. We want to have our mind just do these three things over and over naturally. Because as we dream big and as we set goals and meet those goals, we then dream bigger, right? And then we question more and then we analyze and observe. And it just leads to so much deeper and more fulfillment. So we also want to make our thinking intentional and visible. So I'm going to really encourage you to schedule time in your week, 30 to 60 minutes. You can do it 10 minutes a day. You can do all 60 minutes on the weekend. You do it how you want. But I want you to be intentional about your time that you're going to be spending in the club, in the course, talking and thinking about money. Okay. And by making it visible, actually writing down your thinking and then hopefully sharing it in the community too, or at least some of your reflections around your thinking. Your learning is going to go deeper and it's going to move more quickly. Okay, so the thinking routines we are doing in this first module are where are you now, your dream future, and limiting beliefs. So I recommend that you either pause the video and print those three guides now, or you grab a notebook, and I would make a notebook just for this club, just for your financial life. Okay. And that way you can really keep track of what you're working on. I recommend you put the title and then answer the prompts under there because we will continually go back to these different thinking routines and work that you've done over time. Okay. Each module builds on the next, and then we kind of spiral back around. So, when we write something down, we engage multiple senses, including our visual, our tactile, and our kinesthetic, which helps to reinforce our memory. So, also, writing requires us to process the information more deeply than simply reading or hearing it, which also can enhance your memory. Okay, so by physically writing these things down, you're already imprinting on your brain these ideas, and your brain is more likely to get you there when you do so. So I highly, highly, highly encourage you to write it down one way or the other. So let's start with this thinking routine. How are these images connected? These are all images I chose. Just take a second to look at them and think, how are these images connected? So I'll go ahead and share with you. These are my images of my next 5-year dream and plan. So down here in the bottom right corner with the moose is my condo. That's our first investment property that we bought 9 years ago. And it's just been the best decision we've ever made. Not only has it gone up in value, but we rent it out on Airbnb and we enjoy it ourselves. So it brings in passive income every single month, which is really helping our wealth building journey. And if we ever needed to or wanted to, we could sell it at a much higher value than we bought it at as well. So the keys up above that is because we're thinking about making our second investment into a property in the next 6 months to 5 years. We're not sure exactly what we're going to do yet, but we do know that we want to reallocate some money from the stock market into property and have another investment property. So possibly we're renting right now. We could buy something in this neighborhood that we love and know would rent well and live in it for a couple more years and then rent it out. Or maybe we'll buy something in another part of the world that we spend half time in. We're not sure yet, but we are putting our ducks in a row so we could invest in another piece of property somewhere in the world. That brings us to retirement. So we are hoping to retire early, or I should say partially retire early. With my book, Burn Bright Not Out, and my memberships and clubs that I'm launching over the next few months. I hope to build a sustainable online business that I could work and impact teachers all over the world from anywhere in the world. And that's the goal, is to retire my husband in a couple of years and live part-time in our condo and part-time somewhere else in the world. So that's what our heart is up here over the globe. The world is our oyster, and it really, truly is amazing if you think of it that way. And below that is my family. It's kind of an old picture from Belgium. We are planting trees, but it represents a couple really important parts of my dream, and that is to continue to be close to the kids when they're off in college and young adults. And so staying and living nearby is going to be important to us at least part of the time of the year. And also the fact that we're planting trees. Nature is a really big, important part of my life, and I like to give back. One Tree Planted is one of my main areas that I contribute charity money to, and it's a really important part of the next 5 years for us as well. And below it is kind of an empty classroom, because I have a big dream. It might be a little bit further out than 5 years, but I have a dream of building enough wealth that I can share it with others. So I would like to find a school in a country that's developing and that's more in need, and really resource that school and teach the teachers at that school, just make a bigger impact on the world. And so that's an important part for me to keep in mind now too, as I'm building my online business, because that's really the why behind it. I want the freedom of time to be able to live anywhere in the world and help others in some different parts of the world as well. So these pictures are all connected because they are my kind of 5-year dream. So what images might you include in your 5-year dream? If you're inspired, go ahead and pause the video and do a little journaling. What images might you put in your 5-year dream? Or open up Canva and start finding some fun images. So that's an example of a very open-ended thinking routine. The prompt is to basically find 6 images that would fulfill you in the next 5 years? What do you dream to do? What do you aspire to do? What would be your your whole place? Where would you feel whole? So we're going to be talking about 3 thinking routines here for this module. The first one helps you with self-reflection and self-awareness. So it's called Let's Get Personal, a look inside your world. The second one will allow you to do that visionary thinking and goal setting, dream it, plan it, and sketching for your future. And the third is the mindset and belief transformation. It's a mindset makeover, believe it to achieve it. So let's look at the first thinking routine, which is really an act of self-reflection and self-awareness. It is called Where Are You Now? So let's get personal and look inside your world. So first, you're going to do some reflection about your teaching. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you just write. Don't judge, just write whatever comes into your mind as you go through this journal for a couple of reasons. One is to get your thinking done. And two, because what harm is it going to do if you throw out some crazy ideas on here? None, right? So just don't judge, just write. So how do you feel about your teaching right now? What are your goals this year? What about your recreation? What do you do for leisure and fun? How much time do you spend in those areas? What about family and friends? How's that going? Spirituality and personal development, your well-being, your love life, your money and finances. And then at the end, I ask you to notice and wonder. So I want you to go back through all those pages and write a journal entry right here about what you notice and wonder about your reflections. Moving on, our next thinking routine helps us with visionary thinking and goal setting. Dream it, plan it, and sketching your future. So this thinking routine is called Your Dream Future. So I'm only going to show you the first page, and then I'm going to skip over a couple pages because we are going to be doing a thinking routine called the Odyssey Plan now. Okay, so you're going to basically be answering 3 questions in order, starting with this first one. So again, just write, don't judge, just get your ideas down. But answer this first question. What does my life look like in 5 years from now if I continue down the same path? Be sure to include both your professional and personal life. Okay, so just jot whatever comes to mind down there. Then you're going to do the same for question 2 and question 3. Okay, after that, there is a visualization script for your future dream. So now you've just done a little bit of planning ahead, thinking about different ways it might go. Okay, next you're going to go through this visualization. So what I would recommend to do this is that you read, for example, just the introduction first, and then you do the activity. Then you read the path of growth, and then you do the activity. Then you move forward, further goals, looking ahead and closing, okay? Then you're going to write down your kind of new visualized 5-year dream there. Okay, I've also included an additional resource on this last page here for you, because as you are dreaming, you might have struggled to find some key milestones. Okay, sometimes when we're trying to dream big, and sometimes we could call them stupid goals, like so big, like really, could I ever get there? The opposite of SMART goals. It's hard to know how you would get there. What would be the milestones? You don't know what you don't know. Right. And that's where that thinking mindset comes in, of questioning, of analyzing, of observing. Okay. But these are some descriptions of different techniques with examples that might help you. So you might need to do some more reflection on changes, or on achievements and accomplishments, or on overcoming challenges. These kinds of reflections on key milestones in your personal growth so far, and maybe what you would like to see in the future, will really help you take that thinking deeper. Okay, so I really hope you enjoy dreaming up your future. And last but not least is our mindset and belief transformation. A mindset makeover, believe it to achieve it. And this thinking routine is called limiting beliefs. It's just like with our students, we have to practice mindset work over and over because as you dream big and meet goals, you're going to dream bigger and you're going to meet bigger goals, and it can be overwhelming. Imposter syndrome sets in, limiting beliefs set back in. So please don't skip this. It's really, really important. So let's talk a little bit about our belief cycle. Okay. So we have beliefs that then turn into thoughts, which then turns into an action, results, which reinforce our beliefs. Okay. And that's why it's a cycle. So it's really important to recognize this cycle. Many of us will have limiting beliefs on and off, no matter how positive of people we are. These still creep in. A lot of times they're there from childhood or places we didn't even know. We didn't even realize we had these limiting beliefs. But once you become aware of them, you're more likely to be able to turn them into empowering beliefs. So in your career, you might feel like you're not qualified enough, or you'll never get that dream job at that dream school that you wanted. In your finances, you might feel like you're bad with money, that you'll never be wealthy. In personal growth, you might think you're too old to start something new, right? These are all limiting beliefs. That means that they don't let you take action because they kind of stop you, right? They don't let you work through that cycle because you don't believe you can, and so you don't, right? So maybe you have some of these limiting beliefs about money. You might think that money's scarce. You might think that money doesn't make you happy, or that wanting more money is greedy and selfish. I really had to work through a lot of this on my own because I really thought that I went into teaching to serve, and that's exactly why I went into teaching. But I didn't think that I deserved wealth alongside that. I thought wealth was reserved for businessmen who went into that to be wealthy. And now I know that's not true at all. We all deserve wealth. We all can learn strategies to put our money to good use, to serve us, to become financially free, to secure a future, a retirement that we want, pay for our kids' colleges. All of those things you are so, so deserving of. So go ahead and read through those and then do some journaling to those questions there at the bottom. Okay. And so you really want to question, is it a belief or is it a fact? We always want to question that, right? And here's some more thinking questions for you. And then we get into limiting beliefs versus empowering beliefs. So a limiting belief is like, I can't. An empowering belief is, I can. I'm not enough. I am enough. Okay. So we want to really choose our beliefs that empower us. We want to break free from those chains. And like I said earlier, we're going to have to keep doing that over and over again. Okay. So maybe these empowering belief posters will be helpful to you. Believe in yourself and the rest will follow. Your beliefs shape your destiny. Choose wisely. Question everything, especially your own beliefs. What you believe, you can achieve. Don't believe everything you think. Change your beliefs, change your world. So I know some of you are thinking, that's a lot, Sybil. Now what do I do? I thought about where I am today. I thought about where I want to be in 5 years. I've thought about changing my limiting beliefs to empowering beliefs. Now what? What I really encourage you to do is to get out of that overwhelm. One way you could do it is just by doing a little bit more journaling about how you're feeling right now and maybe even why, just getting it out. Another thing you could do is you could join us in the Facebook community and you could do some reflection of your reflection. What are you taking away from these 3 thinking routines? Where are you thinking of going now? Do you feel inspired? Do you feel overwhelmed? It doesn't matter how you feel right now, you're going to be moving forward. But either way, you probably want to spend some time just kind of getting out those feelings, feeling them, and then giving yourself some space before the next module. I highly recommend you having some process time. Or you might be thinking, I'm ready. I've got it now. I can totally see this. I know where I want to go. What's next? If you feel ready, then by all means, move to the next module and get started. Okay. The next module is all about paying yourself first. So you're going to learn the concepts of that. And then you're going to start putting your numbers and your real life into a 50-30-20 budget. So you can start to realize those dreams that you just discovered during this first module. So I hope that you enjoyed this first module. Let me know if you have any questions. You can either ask them in the Facebook community, or you could email me at sybil@sybilhall.com. It's such a pleasure. I'm so glad that you're here. I can't wait to hear your big dreams. I'll be sharing more about my big dreams with you in the Facebook community. Okay, ciao, ciao, bye for now.